Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you're here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you're wanting? Yes. Co-creation at its best, yes?
Yes.
You come for your contribution to all that is, yeah? To understand more clearly about some things. You come for the fun, clarity. You come to tune your vibrational frequency. You come to practice the vibration of what's natural to you so that it's easier to maintain under all conditions. You come because you want to be consistent in the vibration that you offer regardless of the conditions that surround you. That's the best reason right there. All kinds of things around me all day, Abraham, and most people knee-jerk responding to them. But I want to be steady in my world. I want to have practiced my knowledge of well-being so frequently that no matter what happens, that's the dominant current that I've got going on. I know that things are always working out for me, regardless of how it appears. They're working out for me. I might not know exactly what the interim experience is going to be, but I do know we're speaking for you from your balanced, connected, tuned in place. I do know that it's for me. That's the piece that once you get it in place, life is going to be really good for you on a steady, moment-to-moment, ongoing basis. Once you really get it, that it's for you, that everything is for you. You sort of got tripped up, if you're like most humans, thinking that maybe some things are not for you because you're taking score too soon. You're looking at every situation as it touches you instead of stepping back to the big picture. But when you step back to the big picture, even when you're standing in the middle of the now picture, so that you're getting the frequency, the general frequency of well-being out there, steady and sure all the time, then in every situation, the best that that situation has to yield, and oh, you have no idea what the best that this situation has to yield until you start letting it yield. Once you start perceiving through the eyes of Source, once you start accepting the well-being that is you, once you feel the blessedness that is you, and you allow that to be the dominant vibration so that you know, hey, this is for me. This is for me right now. This situation that is unfolding, these words are for me. This message is for me. This situation is for me. It's for me to enhance my experience now, not just to make it better later. Oh, it's getting better later. But not just for that, for now, for right now, for right now, right now. We want you to accept and then come to know, not just guess, not just hope, not just sort of kind of believe it sometimes. We want you to know that you are on the leading edge of creation and that everything that has come before has come to put you where you are on the leading edge of creation. And when you embrace the power and the importance of that, when you feel the wholeness that you are, which includes all that you have ever been and all that everybody else has ever been, and you see it all pointed right here to you, right here, right now, and you open in this attitude of worthiness and blessedness and expectation of clarity, then this moment's a good one, and so's this one, and so's this one, and so's this one. Sometimes you have to step back a little bit from others who are surrounding you who have forgotten that, because they're defensive sometimes. They're shortage consciousness sometimes. They're jealous sometimes or competitive sometimes. They've forgotten that it's all for them too. They think they're in competition with you for it. So sometimes they're not that nice. They mean well. Well, some of them mean well. But when you are stable in your knowledge of your well-being, then you're nicer back even to those who aren't nice, because they've just forgotten something that you are remembering. They've forgotten that it's all for them. They think they're in competition with you, or they think that somebody's after them. They think that there's some negative assertion that's negatively impacting them, and so they're defensive. Sometimes you meet people who are defensive. Well, when you feel defensive, you've forgotten that there isn't anything to defend, because nobody's after you except those that have disconnected themselves from the stream, who have no real power. If you start playing in the defensive game, where they're disconnected and they're defending against you, and you're disconnected and you're defending against them, now you're playing in that disconnected game where the one with the bigger punch is going to have the bigger impact. But that's not who you are. You are one who, when you are connected to this stream of who you are, when you allow yourself to stand in the focused fullness of all that you are, you leave your feeling of defensiveness aside, because you realize that there's nothing to defend. There's just a whole lot of wonderful to embrace, to notice, to vibrate with. We can feel who you are, can feel the intensity of who you are. We're pleased that you've come to play with us in these hours. Esther calls it an intensive because it's more time. She feels the intensity of it because she can feel the desire with which you gather here. It's not an easy thing to accomplish, is it? To get yourself here in this small group under these magnificently extreme conditions. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, what do you want to talk about? Don't worry about us. We will wedge our message in the crack.